So Nepal just banned YouTube, Instagram, Reddit, and a bunch of other social media platforms for not registering with the government. You might be thinking, oh, this is just Nepal. I don't even live there, whatever. But trust me, this is going to go way past that country. The Nepal government has directed ISPs, internet service providers, to restrict access to 26 social media platforms, prompting criticism from civil society over press freedom. So basically, this past Thursday, the Ministry of Communication and Information Technology asked the Nepal Telecommunications Authority to instruct service providers to restrict access to 26 platforms. This includes things like Facebook, Instagram, Messenger, YouTube, X, Discord, and the list goes on. The government had earlier given foreign platforms 7 days to register their operations in Nepal and appoint a local contact person, but many of them didn't comply. So then they had a Supreme Court ruling that says the requirement for social media platforms to register locally as a way to address misinformation. So essentially, because they didn't register with the government, now Nepal is banning those websites for all 30 million people that live there. Now remember, a lot of times when it comes to online safety, we can see these changes that happen in other countries like the UK, and we can say, oh, that's not going to come to my country, it's whatever. But as you guys know, the UK Online Safety Act is spreading everywhere. Now Nepal has set this precedent of, okay, so if our social media websites in this country don't register with the government, we're just going to get rid of them. If you think that other countries aren't going to follow suit with something like this, you are crazy. Obviously, they got a lot of backlash. The Committee to Protect Journalists said the decision would hinder journalists' ability to report and limit people's access to information. And the Federation of Nepali Journalists also described the measure as undermining citizens' right to information. I mean, I totally agree. Just because misinformation can happen on a platform doesn't mean that you should ban the platform. Misinformation can happen on any website in the world. That's just part of the deal. There are always going to be bad actors out there. Access Now, a global digital rights group, said the block was troubling and compared it to censorship practices in China. Remember, there are also other major countries in the world that have already banned YouTube and other social medias. They also talked about the slippery slope aspect of this because the government's order gives authorities sweeping powers to suspend services and pressure companies to remove lawful content, which could result in overblocking. I mean, imagine if you could just block any website just because you feel like there's misinformation there. Meta, Google, and Snap were asked to comment on this and they haven't yet. And now Nepal is debating a proposed social media bill that could introduce fines and imprisonment for content deemed against national interest. If what you're saying on the internet is deemed against the national interest by Nepal, you could be fined or thrown in jail. Journalist organizations are arguing that it could threaten press freedom and digital expression, obviously, and the government maintains that it does not intend to restrict free speech. Right, because if somebody says something that you deem against the country and you throw them in jail, that's not restricting free speech. Okay, makes sense. So I just wanted to talk about this today because I know a lot of people are going to be looking at a country like Nepal. Maybe people don't even know that Nepal is a country. They don't even know where it is, and they're like, that's just some random country out there. Whatever, that's not going to expand to my country. But I totally think you should reconsider your opinion because at the end of the day, this whole online safety act thing is spreading everywhere. The social media bans and everything that's going on right now is just rapidly spreading. It is not going to just be Nepal. It's happening everywhere. The UK has kind of popularized it and is causing it to spread more than ever before. And now Nepal is basically saying, yeah, if you don't register with our government, we're going to ban your social media from our whole country. I'm telling you guys, if you guys don't think other countries are going to follow suit with this, you guys are crazy. A lot of people said the same thing with the UK. They saw the Online Safety Act. They saw the whole ID verification thing going on over there. They're like, man, that's not going to come to my country. But guess what? YouTube made a global change saying, yeah, if you want your account to be marked as over 18 and our AI says you're under 18, yeah, you're going to have to give us your ID or video verification. And yes, VPNs and things can always be an option, but websites are starting to rapidly crack down on VPNs, one of them being YouTube. I made a few videos talking about YouTube cracking down on VPNs, but this one in specific goes over it in full detail. It's just a good idea to keep an eye on news like this, even if it's in a country that you don't belong to, because trust me, this stuff spreads all the time. Yeah, let me know what you guys' thoughts are on the situation in the comments. Please leave a like in the video if you enjoyed it and subscribe for more. See ya.